welcome to the McBeath Financial Focused Video Cast. My name is Brent Kelly. I'm CEO of BizzGrizz, and it's my honor to be able to host the very first recording of this exciting new series. Today I had the privilege of talking to the person responsible for this video series and obviously running a great business as well, the wonderful Krista McBeath. Krista, welcome and thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. You were the very first person we thought of when we knew that we wanted to introduce this series to be able to host our first series for us.
Yeah, so what's your vision for this series? What are you looking to do?
Well, what we're looking to do is just to bring some value-added content to our viewers. So we are asking some other community professionals, some other business professionals here in town locally that have some businesses that intersect with ours a little bit,
Sure,
to come in so that we can provide some educational content, whether it's on charitable giving, pre-planning for funeral, just educational content, estate planning, things of that nature. So we can do a short little series where people can sit in the comfort of their home and have some educational content.
Awesome, great idea. It's certainly important to do that and add value to others in the business community. A lot of people, like I said, I know you fairly well, certainly in what you do with the business here, but some people may not. So I'd love for you to maybe just tell about yourself and your business and what you do here.
Okay, so we are a full-service financial planning firm. So whether it's taking somebody from financial plan to inception, fee-based planning, fee-based investments, we of course do taxes as well as have an insurance practice. So we are kind of the entire financial planning process under one roof.
Very cool. So how did you get into business? How did you get started?
Well, it kind of evolved over lots of years, and when I was in college, I was an accounting major, and I ended up taking an insurance course for one of my electives, and had a teacher that just really captivated me, and I ended up changing my major to insurance. So I kind of knew coming out of college what I wanted to do in the insurance world, and from there I worked for an agent here in town, and then I became a captive agent for another company. And over the years I saw a lot of people close to me go through different types of losses, whether it was loss of a spouse or loss of a job, just losses that were unplanned for.
Sure.
And it just really kind of built upon there. I love helping people. Love helping people to be able to protect themselves. And so it just kind of evolved from there. After I was a captive property and casualty agent for a while, I decided I wanted to start my own business. So I did that. We opened the tax practice. So we did taxes, we did insurance, it evolved into financial services and investments, and the rest is history, I guess. Yes.
Awesome. Well, I know you love serving people, and you do a great job doing that. Is there any particular demographic that you serve the best, kind of your niche that you specialize in?
I would say that my demographic are probably people 55 plus, maybe within that 3 to 5 year retirement mark. Okay. Simply because when we are doing financial planning, we are building that financial plan, really a distribution plan. That's what I would consider myself, not so much a specialist for people in their early years that are focusing on accumulation. Most people tend to do that in their company retirement plan. So I would say what our strength and area of expertise is here is the distribution and preservation plan, and helping our clients to know that they're not going to outlive those retirement assets during retirement.
Right. Well, it's certainly very important. What is it about retirement planning that gets you the most excited, I suppose?
I love helping people. So, a lot of times when people are coming to see somebody like myself, it's because they really want to retire and they don't know if they can. Sure. So I love being able to share with them that they are okay to retire. Sometimes I don't get to tell them that. Sometimes I tell them other things. Maybe they need to work a little longer or find something to do part-time, increase their savings, whatever it might be. But I love getting to help people fulfill their retirement dreams.
Yeah.
And then work with them throughout their retirement to make sure that they stay on the right path.
Awesome. Do you think doing a great plan is the most important thing that you do for your customers?
Yes and no. The plan is very important for their retirement success. So being able to anticipate the things that may or may not go wrong, but at least making sure we've talked about them and have a plan in the event that something does go wrong, so we
Right.
can mitigate that.
Right.
But I think equally important is the relationship I build with my clients and understanding them, their dreams and their goals, and what I need to help them achieve, and being here to kind of be that person to lean on throughout retirement, making sure everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, for those of you watching, I'm sure some of you maybe don't have a planner, or you have a modest savings, or maybe you're unsure of what to do. You're just thinking about, some of these things that may be happening in retirement. What advice would you give someone like that?
Well, if it's somebody younger, the best advice that I can give to the younger generation that may not be coming to see somebody like me is to make sure that they're taking advantage of those tax deferred savings vehicles that they have at work, completing Roth IRAs. We actually have a free report out on our website, so we can throw the website out there.
Cool.
It's the retirement roadmap. So we have a lot of free tools out there people can utilize if they want to get some more information on something like that.
Awesome. Well, I know your business, because I know insurance pretty well, is a very technical type of business and technical type of industry. But the reality of it is, and you know and I know, that there are real stories, right, that happen with people that you're able to help and serve. So can you think of an example of a story with a client you've worked with that really stood out to you, where you made a big difference and helped them in their journey?
Oh, I have a lot of those. But for the sake of time today, you know, there's a lot of stories I could tell you how we have helped people just from the pure financial impact. I mean, I could share stories like that with you all day long. But probably one of the favorite parts about my job and what I do is the relationship that I get to build with my clients, where yes, I get to develop their plans, maybe create or implement their plans, but then I get to be there for them during the most important parts of their life, which is maybe the loss of a spouse.
Right.
Something unanticipated happens, but we plan for it in some way. So that's probably the most rewarding part for me, and I would say equally important as the plan itself.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's very interesting, because we get lost in the technicality sometimes, and the reality of it is it's real people that you're helping and serving, and to see that passion, love you have for them is really important. Now, earlier you mentioned that you're a fee-based planner, right? Fee-based planner, and I'm a little slow sometimes with all this tech, what these things mean. So what does fee-based planning mean?
So, kind of what it sounds like. So usually when people are coming in to see me, again, they're wanting to know if they can retire. Sometimes they've already decided they've retired and they need me to figure out how. So that can be a little more challenging. But basically, for a fee, I'm providing a service where I'm going in and accounting for all of their current income, all of their future income, all of their current and future expenses, inflation, building out their cash flow, and making sure that we don't see a time in the future where income doesn't cover expenses. And if it doesn't, we're drawing from a pool of assets. How long does that money last? So we're trying to project all the future scenarios and give them a very high probability that their retirement plan will go according to plan.
Wow, very cool. Yeah, it's like I said, it's very interesting for me just to understand all that. I'm sure as well as the audience watching as well. What is something that's frustrating to you in your business, right? I mean, again, I mentioned I come from the insurance background, and sometimes we get frustrated with things that maybe people don't do something that you'd like them to do, or aren't listening, or whatever. What's but what is something maybe for you that you find frustrating in this industry or in your business?
I would say probably the most frustrating thing for me, and it doesn't happen all the time, is if someone is sold something that they don't understand, or they're sold something and not taken care of from that point forward.
Right.
Or people that have just been given really bad advice. I see that a lot. So I guess those would be the things that are top on my frustration list.
Yes, there are probably many people out there that maybe aren't giving the best advice, but
there are. But I think there are also people out there that are giving good advice.
Sure.
You see it.
Well, that's in every industry, right? There's always good and bad, and so with that, obviously there are a lot of good, as you mentioned, there are a lot of good people in your industry, financial planners, and helping people with retirement. How do you, what do you do to market and attract people to your practice here? What is it you do?
Well, I think that you kind of helped with that in a lot of ways. You laugh, but years ago you kind of sat down and taught myself as well as my husband how to create a blog and how to get content out there for our viewers or future clients. And so we do a lot of online through our blog, through our website, social media. We of course participate in 2 local magazines here, which was Pastel and Healthy Cells. We have articles there almost every month, and we've been fortunate enough to be blessed with the cover twice. So those are the majority of our marketing aspects are focused in those areas. But yeah, the blog has been great. A lot of times we get calls here. We tend to get a lot of the same calls that are very repetitious, same questions over and over.
Yeah.
So the blog has been really nice because once we kind of know the questions that are coming in very frequently, we can write an article about it, give the people the answers, but then when they call, we have some place to refer them to.
Yeah.
So that has helped a lot.
One thing I love about your business too, and getting to know you a little bit, is the fact that you also give back a lot to the community and involved in some different non-for-profits. Can you talk about that a little bit?
We've been a corporate sponsor for the Humane Society, I think, for the last 4 years now. So that's one of the things that we're very passionate about. In fact, the series that we're doing, which we could talk a little bit, I guess, about where this is going, but one of the Humane Society, Kathy, who we work with there very closely, is going to be one of our guests that we're going to talk to. We're involved in Money Smart Week. Actually, Jen in my office is one of the co-chairs for Money Smart Week this year. We've been involved with the McLean County Senior Expo, so for the last 3 years. So we will continue to do that going forward. In fact, Chad Sparks, who's with Calvert Funeral Homes, heads that up, and he's going to be one of our guests.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we try to stay involved and do what we can to help educate our community.
Yeah. What are you? A couple more questions here.
Okay.
What are you most excited about in the next year with what you're doing here at McBeath Financial?
Well, I'm excited about this series.
Yeah.
So just to give you a little bit more background on what we're trying to do, what we want to do is reach out to other community professionals in the area where we feel that our businesses have a bit of an intersect. So again, we've got Kathy coming from the Humane Society. I think we're going to sit down and try to talk about some charitable giving. Chad is going to come in and talk to us about pre-planning on the funeral side, which again kind of ties in with your estate planning and your financial planning. So that's our whole goal with this series, is to put some educational content out there. So I'm very excited about that.
Well, Krista, I've had a fabulous time. I get to know more about you and your business and how you're adding value to the community and your clients. And certainly I know as a kickoff to this video series, I have a feeling you're going to be very successful because you are adding value to others, which is certainly really important. Anything you'd like to wrap up with? Any final words or thoughts?
I think we've covered a lot today. I just want to take a moment to thank you again for coming in and helping me launch this. And as I mentioned, the ways that you've helped us continue and grow in communication with our clients. I know you teach a lot about communication. I know you teach about leadership. So why don't you tell our viewers kind of what you have going on these days and what's on the horizon for you?
Sure, absolutely love to. Well, yeah, I've done a lot in leadership and communication, and one of the things I was just thinking of throughout our interview and listening to what you do for your clients is one of the things that I teach about is that we all communicate, right, all the time.
Right.
Phone, email, social media, text, but very few businesses are able to really connect, right? Connect with their prospects and their clients and their company partners. And so I see that in your business, and you're such a great example of that. And one of the things that I help businesses with is just to be able to connect at a deeper level and raise their own leadership lid, right? To become better communicators, to become better leaders in their office. And so, again, it's exciting to talk to businesses like yourself, who are such a great example in this community of doing those things.
Thank you very much. So, well, I guess we'll wrap up our series for today. Thank you all for watching. We're going to try to bring you a new episode every month, and it will be on our website, which is McBeathFinancialGroup.com. So definitely tune in for that. You can sign up for our newsletter there. You can check out Brent Kelly at BizzGrizz.com. Thank you again. I look forward to our next series. Brent, thank you for being here, and hopefully you'll be seeing more from Brent as well.